Tanısal özelliği bahsetmişti. Kısaca
Diagnostic features already covered, but briefly, together with the updated DSM-5, those individuals presenting with difficulties in the social field are now considered as high-functioning autism. Although these individuals might have similarities in the diagnostic field, their patterns would be different. Particularly in adulthood, there are variations. Some symptoms also come along with depression, which is a masking factor. Therefore, it's quite likely that diagnosis may be overlooked in adults. At the same time, all the details of early development should be questioned for these individuals. According to the literature, so as to differentiate this condition, there is no consistent approach. Hans Asperger first named it as differently and later on also named after Asperger. But today, although it's not used as an official diagnosis, Asperger's is now still being used in daily practice. You can see that between the years 2013 and 7, this is the language used by articles in journals. Autistic spectrum disorder without intellectual disorders. Cognitively strong individuals with autistic spectrum disorder, high-functioning autistic spectrum disorder, autistic spectrum disorder individuals with sufficient intelligence. Actually, I will share with you a video who presents a very good example of adulthood.
You will? Yes, it means that much to you. You should go. You're welcome.
Since I rarely help out behind them, their expertise would draw me donation.
Just in time. I believe I've isolated the algorithm for making friends.
Sheldon, there is no algorithm for making friends.
All right, Ricky, that last bit just strikes me as the least objectionable, and I would like to propose that we do that together. Tomorrow. Yes, I'll pay. All right. Time to learn rock climbing.
Is it?
No, this is my room. People don't go in my room.
Where do you sleep?
I don't understand.
No, if people don't go in there and you're people, you are people, aren't you? Making a joke.
Do you do this often?
On occasion.
And what kind of doctor removes shoes from asses?
Depending on the depth, that's either a proctologist or a general surgeon. Oh.
Hey, Penny, how was work?
Great. I hope I'm a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory for my whole life.
Was that sarcasm?
No.
Was that sarcasm?
Yes.
Was that sarcasm?
Stop it! What are you doing?
Every Saturday since we've lived in this apartment, I have awakened at 6:15, poured myself a bowl of cereal, added a quarter cup of 2% milk, sat on this end of this couch, turned on BBC America, and watched Doctor Who.
And he's still sleeping.
Every Saturday since we've lived in this apartment, I awakened at 6:15, poured myself a bowl of
I know,
cereal.
look, you have a TV in your room. Why don't you just have breakfast in bed?
Because I'm neither an invalid nor a woman celebrating Mother's Day.
Evet. Pardon. Genel olarak
So I think that explains it quite well. Autism cases not diagnosed in childhood may appear as cases in adulthood, presenting with very deep symptoms, which may not corroborate all the time with childhood symptoms. Actually, in high functioning autism adults, they have unfortunately a lower quality of life. They have social and interpersonal problems, finding friends, and also couples making is just difficult. Chronic stress, sexuality problems, depression, employment problems, problems in problem solving, the feeling of failure in the social sense, neglect socially, and exclusion from the society may be the common problems they are encountering.
Yine aile tarafından bildirilmeyen
Problems
sorunları
reported
var
by the
autismle
family.
ilgili. Burada da ailenin bildirdiği daha çok Selin var
Most of the
özellikle
time,
bildirdiği.
anger related
Okulda
behaviors are quite
kardeşler
common, together with obsessive and compulsive behaviors. They have very limited and intense fields of interests. Depression and withdrawal, socially, they look socially withdrawn. Motivation is lacking, and postponing is quite common. Weak daily skills of life, and sometimes they are quite strict in the rules they are following. How about secondary problems? Adult patients generally have social problems they're coping with, and or secondary problems like social withdrawal and depression, leading to the problems of living alone and fragility, despair, and loss of hope. Therefore, their moods are shaped with despair and sometimes the feelings and thoughts of suicide. Because they hardly suffer from depression. During adulthood, epidemiology is I mean, we have large-scale studies on childhood and unfortunately insufficient studies on adulthood. But we know that 2 out of every 100 people meet the criteria for HFA. Gender distribution, we don't know for sure. I mean, it's really very difficult to have access to these problems, but it may be the gender differences that hinder symptoms from appearing, but general epidemiologic data show us that male prevalence is more dominant. However, there can be some masking compensatory strategies for female patients that would hinder us to predict reality. It's most of the time aggressive and angry behaviors of male population that would most of the time cause a referral for treatment. It may also cause an overlooking of the female patients. Although there are some gender differences, we do not know for sure how much difference we have amongst the genders. Contra-distribution, according to studies, there is also inequality in distribution for race and ethnic origin, but socioeconomic level of the countries are the main causes of this difference, because the individuals with higher socioeconomic resources would have a better access to economic solutions. Therefore, we know better. Age. This condition was introduced in DSM only in 1994. That's the reason why we have lacking data about adults. But some studies show that there are big losses and declines in the lives of the individuals, particularly after they lose a beloved one. In terms of adulthood, what is the size of the problem? Well, together with age, there will be similar symptoms as in childhood. And since there is no definitive solution to overcome the problem, I think we need to consider the fact that treatment should be started as quickly as possible. Referral is generally due to other symptoms. Most of the time, transition times are difficult times, and comorbidities may be added, and awareness. These are the reasons why these individuals are being referred to a doctor and seek for medical help. Times of transition are like moving from one city to the other, or changing schools or jobs. Sometimes intellectual skills may even be above average, especially for children who grow up in a good supported environment. They are accustomed to being heard to what they say. Therefore, as a result, these individuals, whenever there is a change in their lives, would suffer from some challenges in these changes. This may be losing someone as well, or some marital problems, or sometimes problems at work. Comorbidities may be depression, anxiety disorder, or psychosis. Sometimes they may be referred to a medical help for, particularly with the support of their family members, with parents or with spouses. And in terms of awareness, well, today, individuals have better access to information, and particularly those individuals with HFA with relatively higher level of education may suspect that they have this problem, and with this awareness they may be referring themselves to doctor. Two cases I'd like to share with you for better understanding. This is a 26-year-old female, a graduate of law school. During internship for being a lawyer, applied with the complaints of depression following a stressful event, doesn't have girlfriend, boyfriend, has close relatives like aunt, grandfather, and two cousins, no friends at all. And when she came to the interview, there was a significant fixed look in eye contact, quite monotonous in the tone, according to what she and her parents explained, had problems in social skill building and developing, and emotional reciprocality. Also suffered from some problems in problem solving. Another person suffering from obsessive compulsive disorder and depression, 24-year-old university student male, applied with obsessive compulsive disorder and major depression. Family complained of gaming up to 8 hours a day, aggressive behaviors, and social communication problems. Compulsive behavior on odor, and learned Ottoman language alone, and three languages at the same time. Overdependence to routines, avoidance of eye contact, problems in stress coping, empathy skills lacking, and monologue speaking were also found to match with the symptoms of high functioning autism. Last 5 minutes, please. Okay, lastly, I also would like to speak about myths about high functioning autism. Always distant and unattentive towards other. Actually, most of these individuals are willing to have communication with others, as to what they're doing in social life, are not generally provided as a feedback. Most of the HFA patients keep talking without an interruption. There are no emotional relations, is the myth. Actually, most of the time, these relations may persist until adulthood. Mostly this is a matter of men, is also another myth. As indicated before, Actually, although the percentage of male patients is higher, it may not be reflecting the reality. Another myth is they never make eye contact. Some would indeed do, but there would be a problem in terms of keeping that contact. Some would just gaze interruptedly, and some would never build eye contact. Another myth is they wouldn't have empathy for others. These are the individuals who might have difficulty in self adjustment. But when you build a communication with the normal, with the proper pace, they would build that empathy. Another myth is they're extremely clever, they have special skills. Some of these individuals may be interested and skilled about math, and some wouldn't. Some may be very bright, and some wouldn't. So all of these would constitute problems in different fields of life, particularly in adulthood, and maybe overlooked in diagnosis in early ages. And that's all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you very much for your attention.